What's up, you guys? Welcome back, and welcome if you're new. In today's video we're going to be fixing the rattling noise in the trunk, the one from the subwoofer. So if you guys have been enjoying these videos, keep on watching. So the main smash that like button. Want to sound dead in your car in the first place, especially in the trunk, is honestly, who wants to be listening to that rattling noise? Of course you can't hear it from the inside of the car, but other people around you in the street and stuff, they can hear it, and believe me, it's annoying and it sounds nasty and it is embarrassing. So today's video, we'll go ahead and fix that with the Noico solutions. So of course, like every video, I'm gonna go ahead and show you what you're gonna need for this install. Alright, you guys, so before even starting today's video, once again, let's all say thank you to Noico Solutions, because of course they're the ones who sent me this. So without them, this whole install would not be possible. So in the comment section below, if you can, tell them thank you. That way they see this and know we all appreciate them. So let's go ahead and get to the video. So inside the box, it does come with a lot of sheets. Like I said, I have 2 of these boxes, so it is a lot of product. A bunch of sheets here, a bunch of sheets there. You're going to want to pick up one of these little rollers. Noico Solutions does have their own, which is this one, and that will be in the description box below as well. You don't really need a measuring tape for sure, just if you want to be precise. And some cardboard as well, and just kind of cutting out your layouts instead of cutting this first, so you don't have to waste the product. You're going to want to get some alcohol and a vacuum, because you're going to want to vacuum up any debris and stuff and then clean it up with alcohol. That way this bonds to the metal correctly. And you're going to for sure need a good razor blade, because the stuff is pretty hard to cut. You don't want to get normal scissors because it will dull it out. And for sure, some sturdy gloves. These aren't that good, but they will work for this. The reason why is this is just a little piece of it, but these edges, they're super sharp. They're like razor blades, so you don't want to be cutting yourself through the install. I'm doing a review on this in another video, but I just wanted to show you. Noico Solutions has a bunch of diamonds. Not a lot of product out there has this, and what I like about this is because when you hit it with the roller, this will then press down and it just shows you where you hit it with the roller. Most of it is going to be time lapses, because this is a long process, so I'll talk here and there. Section, you want to go ahead and wear some gloves. You want to see why? I'm talking to you. No, just kidding.
Okay, talk to me then.
Alright.
Say it all over again.
Alright, so you over there standing behind the camera?
Me?
Yes. Do you want to know why we wear gloves in this process?
Not really, but go ahead.
Alright, let me show you. No, just kidding, with some bad acting. Alright, so like when you peel this off, there's a bunch of nasty residue. You don't really want to get that on your clothes or on your fingers.
Why not?
Because it's going to get stuck. Look at this. It's like tar.
Lubricant.
That too. So I'm just going to remove some of it. I'm not going to remove it fully, because I do want to put this back on. If you feel like removing it fully, go ahead. That's your choice, but not mine. So I'm just going to leave it like this, so that way I could get behind here, and behind these spots. I already removed the speaker. If you don't know how to remove this whole panel, go watch my previous video, because I already explained how. The director is behind the scenes, and the actor. Are we rolling?
It's been rolling.
Oh, are you serious?
We never can stop.
Get your measuring tape, and pretty much what you're doing is measuring the inside. On these pieces, it's going to be a little bit harder because you got all this stuff in the way. But if you do want to do it, go ahead and measure, and then you want to go ahead and get your spare cardboard and use the measures that you got from there and cut it out. Alright, now that I have my layout of the cardboard for where I'm going to install it, when I get your material, just trace it. The first layout is pretty much laid in already, so you want to get your roller and just roll it away. So you'll know the sections you rolled because you'll see the diamonds push in. Alright, so on the door, in back of the door panel, I did go ahead and put some of the sound deadening. So as you can see it, you could add more. I just make sure to be careful not to cover any of the clips or holes or none of that, because then it won't seal. And now on for the door part, I did do my cutouts. So there's a bunch in the back, a bunch over here, and back of the speaker here. There is some under this, right there, as you could tell. You want to get as much as possible on the door. This also helps with road noise. So if your car does have a lot of road noise, this could help. It's not going to do it 100%, you know, solid, but it does help. I will give you previews of the before and after, so that way you can kind of see the differences. Like I said, for me, I'm going to keep this, so I'm going to go ahead and put this back together, and we should be done for this side. So as you can tell, pretty much looks stock now that I put this back together. You can kind of somewhat see it here and there, but I'm not worried about that, because right now we're going to go ahead and put the door panel back together after I put the speaker, and we should be good to go. This side should be done, and then we'll go ahead and start going to the rear speakers, and then after that we'll go ahead and do the trunk. And from the trunk, depending on how much more material we have, which I'm pretty sure we're going to have a lot left over, I might not show this because I don't want the video to go too long, but I'm also going to go ahead and do the floor of my car and possibly the headliner, like I said, depending on how much product I have left over. But those two, the bottom of the car and the headliner, those two I might not record. Like I said, I don't want this video to be super long because you guys pretty much get the gist of it. So like I said, I will do tests and stuff. There will be a review video on that. So if you guys want to keep on watching, I'm just going to keep finishing installing. Alright, so for me, the first thing I'm going to need to do is, of course, start removing all these panels here, all these panels here. Of course, get the box out of the way. And then I need to remove this whole panel here. Almost everything, like you see these little clips right here, those are all with the panel removal tool, so that's like super easy to get out. Same thing here with the panel removal tool. So this whole process of removing everything should be pretty easy. I will do a time lapse on this, and let's get to it. We're gonna ask how I removed it. Alright, so there's a bunch of clips that go around, and then that one right there I found was the hardest, and then there's one clip that went right there as well. Once you unclip those, come inside the car, and there's one more here. You gotta remove this one. This one's really hard as well, and once you pop it off, this whole panel should come off. Alright, so now that I removed the top panel, that's how it looks. When I removed the bottom panel here, that's how it looks. For this top panel, I did a video on how to remove that whole panel. So if you want to see it, it will be in the description box below. It's how to install license plate lights on a 2015 Honda Civic. Yeah, as far as the bottom, it wasn't too complicated. It just had a bunch of clips on all the cloth, and then this just pops up. So I mean, it wasn't too complicated. So I know you can barely see me, but once again, like I said, just make sure to cut out the product correctly. You don't want to be wasting product. It is a little on the expensive side, not crazy expensive, but you don't want to be wasting this. It's not like a 1 cent type of thing. Once again, like I told you, I really like this product. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and show you what I have done so far. Alright, so I've only done spots that the sheet metal is really light, where it's like pretty thin and it rattles a lot. So that's why I didn't cover the entire trunk. But right now I'm probably going to go over it and see if I missed any areas that still need covering. But like I said, if you see it in chunks, the only reason why is because I tried not to cover any clips or other stuff that I might need for the future. So you may want to check that too before laying this stuff down. But yeah, as far as like pretty much being done, this is usually how it looks. And remember, your panels are going to cover all this, so you're not going to see this in the end. Pretty much what you want this for is, like I said, for sound deadening, so the trunk does not rattle anymore, and it does help with wind noise as well, so you'll see what I mean by that later on. Alright, so I'm pretty much done. Realistically, you only need to cover the trunk 50 to about 75%. You do not need 100% coverage. Like I said, I did use some of the small strips just so I don't waste the product. So the whole bottom trunk is covered about, I'd say, maybe 50 to 75%. I did do some of the side panels. The one that I just covered right now, I'll show you in a minute. I did cover some of the top piece here, and then of course I did the trunk because that's the most part that rattles. So like I said, in the trunk it's about like 50% coverage, and then some right there. Like I said, the trunk I had to do it in pieces just due to the screws that go into this specific trunk. Other trunks don't have this many, so you could just lay it down here. And then I did cover some of the where the speakers are located. The only reason why is because when those you know, when there's bass, they rattle a little, and then also due to the subwoofer, it rattles this whole thing inside. It sounds kind of nasty sometimes. So before anything, I just wanted to give you a quick tip. As far as for the plates, I put double-sided tape on them, so that way that doesn't rattle as well. So if you guys want to go ahead and do that, you can. Another thing, check this out. Never even know that I put the sound deadening in. Everything looks factory. Look at that, everything still looks factory, and the sound deadening is all under there. I'll go ahead and show you. So you can kind of see it there if you lift the panel, but I mean, everything's stock. So on this door is the one that's already treated. I put everything back together. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you. Check this out. So it's like super thick. This is the door that's not treated. Check this out. Sounds like a can, doesn't it?
Sounds like you're hitting it harder.
No, I'm just kidding. Even lightly. For those who don't believe, light, light, light. Yeah. Well, let's keep going. You can pause it.